Erin. How are you doing?
Hi, friend. How are you? This is twice in a row we've seen each other today.
I know. I got all excited. You're wearing the leather jacket. Is it? I always think of the movie Grease.
I know. You already said this to me today.
Yeah, you're just unamused. You're like, come on. It's Giving Tuesday. You got to focus on the guest.
No, I have to tell you something. I went to my an internal meeting right after that, and I said, "Do I look like Sandra D?" Because you had me in my head. In which Chloe, my amazing Chloe, anyone that works with Lily and James knows Chloe. Chloe said, "Who's that?" And I said, "Like from Greece." And she said, "I don't think I've seen that." And then I remembered how uncool Gen Z thinks we are.
You know, you can't do any references with young millennials or Gen Z. They just had that boom YouTube generation of 10,000 channels.
There's no. So she's gonna have to watch Grease. I told her. Am I allowed to mandate that?
I think there's a little bit of it. We have some sales movies we have people watch because I know Bestway International and their sales organization is always doing that. And Evardy Construction, they just don't have to. They're just already funny no matter what they say.
I'm not going to even ask what sales movies because I don't want to know. I don't want to know on this show. I'm super excited about today. Do you know what today is? Today is
Giving Tuesday.
Yes. And do you know what show we're having? Because we're having a 1 hour long special episode. We haven't done a 1 hour show since 2023.
Whoa, is that a long time? Wow, I've been doing this for a while. And we have 4 questions, so it's going to be rapid fire.
It's going to be rapid fire. So we have 4 amazing organizations. All of our organizations are actually organizations that our sponsors love to also support. So it's kind of all coming full circle today. I'm super excited.
Yeah, it's just amazing that, on top of running an organization, how much Bestway International and Evardy Construction are giving back to other organizations, how curious they are about even more that they haven't met yet.
Okay, I'm going to throw you one question and then we're going to bring in all our guests. Are you ready? And also, if you are watching the show, let us know if you're watching on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. Are you watching live? Are you watching the replay? And who is one of your favorite organizations to support on Giving Tuesday? Okay, Scott, besides our current company, okay, so you can't say anyone in our current company, who is an organization, nonprofit organization you like to support?
So we were just next to them. It's called CASA Care. They're a health organization that serve 20,000 people in our metropolitan below the poverty line.
I love that.
What about you, Erin Fulk?
CASA Can, we both sit on the board of, so we really like to support that. I really like also Kids TLC. My friend Rajane is over there, and I just went to their nonprofit event. And then all of my kids' theater stuff is nonprofits as well. So probably most of my money goes to First Act, Casey, which is theater. But, I just like a lot of different ones. So I do want to quickly say I'm known for making quickly rash decisions. I didn't know if you know that, but right before we jumped on the pre-show for this, I did make a video and put it on my LinkedIn, and we are giving away a free website to a nonprofit. So go over and tag your favorite nonprofit on my personal LinkedIn. I just decided to do that today because we hadn't done anything for Giving Tuesday, and I really love Giving Tuesday. So
you've done this a lot over. Lily and James is 9 years old or 10 years old?
It's 9, and we just went through the numbers. That's kind of why we didn't have anything planned. Was we've given over $500,000 worth of in-kind donations away in the past 8.5 years. So our CPA was like, let's focus on some profit a little bit too, right? But I sometimes can't help myself, and I'm the boss, so I did it.
That's awesome. Well, people need to go to your personal LinkedIn profile and tag Good Non-for-Profits.
Awesome. Okay, let's do this. Let's bring in all of our guests. Okay.
Bring in the good music.
I forgot to warn our guests this cheesy music that you forced me to play, and I'm just going to go ahead and apologize ahead of time, guys. Okay, so here we go.
It's catchy.
Bring everybody in back to this absolutely terrible music. Here we go. Today we have Ashley.
Hi.
Hi, Erica.
Hi, everybody.
Marty.
Hello, everybody.
And team from Literacy KC. I decided if I was going to say that organizational name. we go. Hello, guys. We are so excited to have all of you. We are literally going to jump into this because we want to get through so much today. And we have a lot of people. So, Ashley, who are you? What organization are you from? And what do you do there?
So my name is Ashley Huggins, and I am with Jackson County CASA, which stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. What we do is we recruit and train volunteers to advocate on behalf of youth, and I am the volunteer recruiter.
Number two, go ahead. Yeah, Aaron warned me about not asking follow-up questions.
You're not just going to ask 4 in a row.
I know.
Then why did you say number 2?
Because I was going to ask the second question for the follow-up.
I said you can ask 1.
Okay. All right. So Ashley, we're getting through the dry run here. So if someone that doesn't know your organization well, what's something really familiar that they may be able to connect the dots in terms of how you serve the community?
If you know anything about the child welfare system, whether that is from media, news stories, or your personal own experience of working in foster care or anywhere around child welfare, that is the best way that you could get to know us. We advocate for the youth in foster care, and it's a really great experience.
Do you guys work with kiddos that are in that 18 to 20, like that really tough piece for?
We do. We work from children who are newborns all the way up into the age of 21, when most kids age out of foster care between the ages of 18 and 21. However, Jackson County CASA is different because we work with youth until the age of 26. And so we want to make sure that our youth are making sure that they have stability as you grow up. When you are 26, you know nothing. At 36, I know nothing. So we want to make sure that they have the support as they become adults.
That's amazing. My neighbors over here have four. They've aged out 4 foster kiddos that they still help out with. But anybody in that space, I'm just obsessed with. So thanks for being here. I'm super excited. Real quick, clarifying question. So you're for Jackson County. So are there there's different CASAs? Okay.
There is. So CASA is a national organization, and then they would break it down by state and then by county. So specifically, we are Jackson County.
Cool. Those get a little confusing when you're on the state line, right?
Yes.
All right. Someone else that I think sometimes has to deal with some of that is Miss Erica. So Erica, who are you? What organization are you from, and what do you do there?
Thanks, Erin. I'm Erica Ostrowski. I work for Big Brothers Big Sisters Kansas City, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer. I've been here 16 years. I started out in fundraising and special events and moved off to operations about 6 years ago.
Erica, what was the first couple of events that blew up under your watch or under your team's watch?
Yeah, fun question, Scott. Thanks for all your support of our events over the years. There's been just tremendous growth around special event fundraising for Big Brothers Big Sisters. We have a really great team and lots of longevity and tenure here that have, everything comes down to like trial and error. So we had great events when I started 16 years ago, but I would say the most rapid growth came behind Summer Bowl for Kids' Sake, which is a peer-to-peer fundraiser. You form a team of 6, you fundraise with your coworkers or friends, and then you show up for a free party in the month of July to bowl and have free beer and pizza with your friends. That one has skyrocketed. It maybe made around $200,000, and now it's over 700,000. And then our Most Wanted auction has had tremendous growth as well. We were just talking about it. A lot of people have had friends that have participated over the years. Our very first year, maybe that raised $20,000, and we were just really proud of it. And now it raises over $1 million. So it's just all about learning, right? Learning what works, what doesn't, and building on that.
I have a very important question. What year did it raise the absolute most?
Could that have been your year, Erin? I'm not sure. Yes, thanks. We've got 2 honorees in the house today, so no fights over that.
No, what I think is really interesting, yes, it was my year, but it was COVID year.
Yeah, COVID year exploded because, we all just didn't get to take any of those trips or use our tickets and we had a tremendous class that was able to pivot, and they hosted a live virtual event, first time we'd ever done that. So thanks for making that work, Erin. It was the best year. It was really cool.
Yeah, I always think it's so interesting. COVID year, people really showed up at the end of the year, and you guys still held it in December, which was great.
Mm-hmm. A lot of fun.
Awesome. Okay, Marty.
Yeah.
Who are you? What organization are you from, and what do you do there?
So my name is Marty Polstowait, and I'm the founder and executive director of the Shadow Buddies Foundation. This year, we are celebrating 29 years here at Shadow Buddies. We started this program out of the need to help my son, Miles, who was born premature and has endured over 52 major surgeries. So one day he wished for a friend that was just like him. He was about 6, and we've been traveling back and forth. We had about 27 surgeries at Children's Mercy, and then from there we moved to New York for the hospital. And didn't move states, but out of the need to help him when he was going back and forth to the operating room, we created a buddy for Miles. And once the physicians, nurses, child life specialists saw the Shadow Buddies, they all wanted one, thought it was a great way to help communicate with the child and help explain to them what was going to happen to them and the different procedures. So it's really been kind of an organic grown nonprofit to where, unfortunately, we always have sick children or children in a crisis situation. So our goal is to provide these kids with a Shadow Buddy to give them a friend that they can relate to.
Okay, I have a lot of questions. Sorry.
Okay, fire away.
I know this one well, Scott. I'm taking this. First of all, how is Miles today?
So Miles just turned 37, has 2 little girls. He got away from the M names. So he has Raylan that just turned 4 and Rinley is 8 months old. Precious, but he's doing good. You know, he still will always continue to have his follow-up, transitioning from the young adolescent pediatric into a grown adult, you know, is always an adjustment when you're born with catastrophic conditions, but he's doing well. Love his beautiful wife, Jessica. So very proud and very happy of how far that he's made it.
And then you've had a couple, 2, 3 big notable names that have supported your organization through the years. Do you want to tell us a couple of those?
We have very blessed that it just so happened 29 years ago when we started Shadow Buddies, there was a rookie that came into Kansas City by the name of Tony Gonzalez and have still had his continued support throughout these years. And his mom is an amazing supporter. We do a lot, not only here in Kansas City, but in California, Texas, around the world. From there, Tony kind of handed things over to Matt Castle here when Matt was a quarterback for the Chiefs. But long-term segue into our fun times, Aaron, when we had the opportunity to work with Travis Kelce, and before he became our big tight end, which I think he's now tying and kind of beating some of Tony's records. But just very proud that we've been able to have the community support. We work with Sporting, Matt Beasler, Kyrie Shelton. So it's just a great way for these players to be able to go in and donate the Shadow Buddies and give a few minutes of their time to these kids and the parents. It makes such a huge difference to their well-being and to their recovery process.
Okay, one last question. We got to make it quick. You guys have a really cool event that is different than I don't see anyone else do that. What is that event? And I know that Evardy loves that event.
Oh my gosh, my friends at Evardy are amazing. So I found that there was a great niche of men in the community, like Evardy Construction, a lot of, the guys out there doing the hard work. I know they're also helping revamp the Big Brothers Big Sister building and had a great tour down there not too long ago. But they like to go out and clay target shoot. You know, they may not want to go to a benefit dinner. They may not want to golf, but they love to get out and do networking, shooting clay targets. They have helped us grow this. This year we'll be celebrating 10 years in April, and we've more than doubled. Last year we raised almost $100,000 in one afternoon, which is huge because that goes back into our superhero program for the boys.
Yeah, it's an. I didn't know. I've never been to. That's the only one I've ever been to. Is a clay target event. So
the good news is Ryan Hardy and Chris Evans have never hit a target yet, so you'll be able to beat them.
Oh my gosh!
I'm convinced after the Olympics, I absolutely get it. I've decided.
That's cute.
Like one of those people that are like, "Oh, how's hard that?" And then it's super hard. All right, Literacy KC team. Who are you guys? What organization are you from? I just told. And what do you do there?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Xavier Hankins. I lead our development team at Literacy KC, so I'm the Chief Development Officer.
And I'm Toy-Shiana Thomas. Everyone calls me Toy, and I'm the volunteer manager at Literacy KC.
Yes, and so Literacy KC is an adult education organization that's been around since the 80s. Started as a one-on-one volunteer program where community volunteers would work with adult students one-on-one, just helping them learn how to read and write. over time, we've evolved into, classroom-based models. And so not only are they learning how to read and write, we help them get high school diplomas, GEDs, learn English. We have a workforce development program now. We work with a lot of different companies to do workplace education as well. And so just really expanding to meet the need of like what is in our community and city today.
Xavier, I know you've been with the organization for a while, and Toy, really would like to hear your input, but how has the organization changed in recent years that you're really excited about?
You want to go first?
So I've had the pleasure, I've been with Literacy KC for 7 years. So I have definitely had the pleasure of watching growth. When I first started, we were on the 3rd floor of a building in the Red Cross with 1 classroom. And now we have about 12 sites. This is our main site here at Troost, but we also have another site for our ESL program over at Clymer Community Center. So it's been really great to watch the growth. And then as adding our workforce development, adding our GED program over the last few years has really doubled our size.
Yeah, I think for me, I like the innovation in our instructors and like our programs team and just all of the ways that they think innovatively to kind of make our curriculum and instruction just more personable for the students and more individualized, like what those students need. So I learned all kind of new things from the program side that kind of helps me on the development side. So I appreciate that. But then it's just cool to see that it's not a one size fits all type of learning and instruction. So I like that a lot.
Xavier and Toy, I love it. You've been tag teaming for a while now, so that's really cool. I'm excited. You guys did the intro really good. Ashley, as we move to you, can you tell us more about your organization and how the impact has changed in Kansas City?
Oh, so we are really excited starting this past year, but going full throttle this year. We're going to be representing 100% of youth in foster care in Jackson County. So we have our hands full. We've grown as an organization from 34 staff to about 41 staff members as of Monday. So we are growing. We are very excited to support all of the foster youth in the greater Kansas City area. Some of our youth are placed in other facilities or foster homes outside of the Jackson County area. So we make sure that our kiddos are seen and they are heard and their voices are amplified in court. I don't know how much you know about the family court system, but everyone gets an attorney, and we want to make sure that our kids are able to have input in what is going on with their lives, because everything affects them just as much as it does mom and dad and any other family member who is in.
Kiddos get an attorney, mom and dad get an attorney?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't. That's different than over here.
The Ashley, who are the sister organizations or that you partner with outside of your own that are really critical?
So Family Court, of course, Children's Division, but also all of those other organizations, KVC, Cornerstones, but also a lot of the organizations that are featured here. Literacy KC, we recommend that some of our youth go over there and speak to them. Big Brothers Big Sisters, one of our staff members used to work for you guys to hear. He talks about great things with you guys. Actually, you helped me with an event earlier this year. We partner with everyone throughout the greater Kansas City area because there is no one size fit all for a family's needs. And so we want to make sure that whatever the reason a child came into foster care, we are addressing that need so that they can find safe and permanent housing. Our goal is always to make sure kids go back home. But if that is not an option, we want to make sure that they have the resources to either A, take care of themselves if they are older youth, or if they're placed with a kinship placement, which is, I don't know how much you know about that. That is someone who is not necessarily a foster placement, but it could be a grandma, it could be a neighborhood person. I had the wonderful ability to be a kinship placement many years ago, and making sure that those people also have resources that they need to provide for the youth that they're serving.
Perfect, Ashley. Now, Erica, tell us about your organization, the impact and change you make in Kansas City.
Well, thanks. Yeah, at Big Brothers Big Sisters, quite simply, we pair youth who are excited to have a mentor in their life up with a mentor with a big. So we call the kids in the program littles and the mentors bigs. And what's cool about this program is that everybody's coming willingly. Everybody's excited to be a part of it. I think that's why it works. So kids raise their hand and say, that'd be awesome. I'd love to have a big. Bigs are coming willingly. And we do our best to look at where you live, what your hobbies and interests are, what kind of little would be a great fit for you. Our team takes a lot of care around matching up the right big and little together. And then a lot of when people invest in Big Brothers Big Sisters, you're investing in the people we match up, but also the support that is provided by the agency. So every big and little has a match support specialist that helps support the family with resources, helps support the big and little, looks out for child safety along the way. We also are really excited. We now have trauma-informed care staff on hand that can be there to help support big, little, or parent working through trauma along the way. And so we provide really great support and resources, and it's all around our kids, right? It's all just making sure that they have one more caring adult in their corner. All of our kids are amazing. They have all the potential in the world. They have an amazing parent. Just having one more extra caring adult in your life can really change the game. I think probably everybody on this call would be like, somebody stepped up for me once, somebody saw something in me, and it changed the course of my life. I know I could say that. That's what brought me here to work for this organization. So it just is a really impactful friendship starting business that we're in.
Is there sorry, I'm the follow-up question person. Is there a certain like demographic of people you need more, like, or you need more like guys, more girls, more couples, like that you need more to volunteer?
It's like I fed you the question. Thanks for asking. So I didn't though. So there's probably a little over 230 kids on the wait list right now in Kansas City. I've been here 16 years. I've seen the wait list fluctuate from 200 to 500. So it fluctuates. We make matches based off the match that makes the most sense. We don't just pick numbers out of a hat, you know? So the wait list right now saying that there's about 230 kids waiting, 184 of those children are boys waiting for a big couple or a big brother. So that's a really important fact for me, is that just the need for men is so big. I always say we could put up a billboard that says we only need big brothers and 10 women will walk through the door, which is great because we do need big sisters and we match big sisters as quickly as we can. But the need for big brothers and big couples is huge. But to your point, Erin, like sometimes people think we're only looking for 20 somethings that haven't had their own families yet. We love empty nesters. We love retirees. Anybody can be a big. It's all about just kind of creating space for a little in your life and bringing them alongside you to do some of the regular everyday things you're doing anyway, going to the grocery store, making dinner, walking your dog, doing that with your little is what the program's all about. So I truly believe anybody could do it.
I like that. My son was on that wait list for just a tiny bit, so that's why
it's hard to be on the wait list. It's hard. Yeah.
Now, Marty, can you tell us about your organization and how you make an impact in Kansas City?
Yes, so we provide educational support for newly diagnosed children or children going through any type of a crisis situation or a medical situation. So our buddies are about addressing the psychosocial needs of children and letting them express their emotions and their feelings. Many times when kids are born with some type of a catastrophic illness, or they're maybe in an accident or have something that happens to them, there's so much change going on, and there's a lot of the unknown that they don't understand with medical terminology and whether they're going to get a poke or whether they've been diagnosed with cancer and they have thinning of the hair and they have to have a port in place. We're all about that emotional support and the comfort and the compassion. And we have found years ago when we started Shadow Buddies that having something tangible that these kids can hold on to and has the same condition that they're going through gives them that sense of comfort that they're not alone. And many times that we also calm the parents down at the same time. So, you know, the whole family is affected when a child is sick, whether, again, it's in an accident or whether they're born or diagnosed later on in life with a heart condition. So it's just all about providing that comforting piece for these kids. And, you know, we grow our programs on demand. So in 1995, we started with 4 Shadow Buddies. And today we have over 42 different conditions in our family of buddies. And we have them for both boys and girls. And we have them in all skin tones. So we address all ethnic backgrounds and really try to be very personal for that family and that child going through a situation.
You touched earlier on the Superman program, I think. Can you talk about that a little bit, what that looks like?
Our superhero program. So what we do is that we try to let kids feel the extra strength, courage, and power when they're in the hospital, whether they're in a hospital bed or they're confined to a treatment room or they can't go outside and run around and play with their friends. We want them to see their shadow buddy to give them that courage and that strength. And a lot of times, superheroes are such a huge impact in a lot of kids, whether you're a younger child or even older. I mean, we serve a lot of children that are basically, birth to over 18, but we soon learned, and I think, Erin, you remember, comfort has no age limit. So our oldest recipient of a shadow buddy has been 105 years old, which a lot of those people need something to hug and to cuddle. But our superhero program has been a huge success here in Kansas City. We also take it in the other 50 states so that these kids just have that confidence, and it's all about just giving them the image that they are strong and they can handle this, and whatever they're going through, that we can make it better.
All right, Xavier and Toy, tell us more about your organization and how you make an impact in Kansas City.
I think it's good to just recognize that with literacy in general, because we work with adults 16 years of age and older. So our oldest student has been 80. And so it's just to recognize that literacy extends beyond just the basic reading and writing skills of a book. Like, literacy is in every threshold of what we do in our day to day, because we can all read very well on this, podcast, that it's just something that we do without even thinking. But for some people, it's something that it's a struggle to do. If they have to go somewhere, they might take visual cues to get there. So it's just also a humbling experience when you do sit down with students and, you just kind of see them when they come through orientation on that first day, and then through graduation when they actually walk across the stage. It's like you just kind of see them evolve and you grow with them. And so that reminds me of why I do the work that I do. But then also recognizing that, yeah, we help them in the classroom, but it's also life is happening for everybody outside the classroom. And so how can we support them in that space? And it's also through collaboration with other organizations in the community. But then even in-house, we have systems in place of just like to address barriers that might show up that extend beyond what they would find in their curriculum, helping them with getting dental work, helping them with getting glasses, just working with partners like Harvesters and Cambies and making sure they got food, because nobody can focus. None of us can focus when we're hungry. So it's like just making sure that those little small things that, you really wouldn't think about in the classroom really affect a student as they're coming to learn. So a holistic literacy experience is really what we try to give, not just the basic reading and writing skills. Did I miss something? No.
I have a question. What was the oldest person that you've helped get their GED?
I think it was Sam, and he was like 82. We have a picture of him downstairs on our wall.
Oh, I love that. I love
That's
that.
awesome.
You mentioned the helping with the dental and eye. Have you found that often maybe there was vision problems and that's why they stopped without that being diagnosed and stuff? That I find that really interesting. You guys help with that too.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, because we work with a lot of immigrant and refugee students in our ESL classes. This is the first time that some of them might be sitting in a class for 2 to 4 hours at a time. And so vision issues is not something that they ever thought about or anything like that. And so it's being able to address those needs, but then also our students build a relationship with their instructors. So they get comfortable enough with those instructors. So that way they can confide in them when they are having those different types of struggles. And that way they can connect them with our student advocate and our career connections coach, to just kind of address those needs, whether it's vision, whether it's needing food at home, I need a ride to class, whatever those are, but it's all from just building that relationship that they do in those classrooms.
Okay, a super random question. I'm sorry.
I like random questions.
You said that a lot of your students come from other countries, refugees. So I'm guessing most of them English is their second language. We are seeing in the AI space, because I spend so much time, a lot of the translating different softwares and the pens that translate the earpieces. Are you guys using any of that software, or how does that original communication begin?
So we use Proprio, which is a translation service that we can call in, and that way we let them know what language the student speaks. So that's the primary way that we kind of use the translation, definitely through orientations. And then also we try to, in using that, we give those parents that power back, so that way their children don't have to translate for them, and be an adult when really they are children, because it's some things that adults should be able to say without their children being present. But when you have that language barrier, that can't happen. So we kind of give them that power back by using Proprio. I know for sure is the main resource that we utilize to navigate that translation space, because we have about 72 different countries represented in our ESL program.
Wow.
Yeah, Proprio is a local company.
Yeah, I just found that out not too long.
College and 69 Highway.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. Yeah, that space just like.
Yeah, so shout out to Proprio.
Nice. All right. Okay, let's see. Ashley, if your organization was going to make one big wish on this Giving Tuesday, what would it be?
We need volunteers. Yes, that is my job description, but we currently have about 70 plus cases with no advocate, as we are getting transfer cases and also new cases coming in. Every child deserves someone to advocate for them. I know it is a big ask. It is a time commitment. If you cannot give your time, gift cards, Uber, Walmart, our families, our youth, they like the dignity of being able to shop for themselves. And so transportation is a big issue. Being able to get groceries, milk is just ridiculous. I don't know what it's like at your house, but groceries are just too high at my house. But luggage is something also people don't think about. I think every year people go through their closets and they get rid of stuff. Donations, feel free to reach out to me. I can tell you specifically what we need. But volunteers, specifically males, about 51% of the kids that we serve are males, and they identify as male. And we also want them to be able to see themselves in the person that's advocating for them.
Love that.
So when you're taking different donations, people just call you and then you kind of guide them in any way, shape, or form. What's something that's unique that people wouldn't think of?
Hair care products, specifically for our African-American youth or our kiddos with curly, well-defined hair. A lot of people don't think about that when they are donating hygiene products. It can be really expensive to get your hair done. This is $180 sitting on top of my head in 5 hours. If you don't think about that, you don't think about what hair products you're donating. So a big ask for our youth specifically, you want to look good when you go to school. You want to look good when you go to work. And so hair care products is just a really big thing that people overlook, or they don't get the products that our kids actually want to use.
I feel like there's a space there, just because I do a lot of in the influencer space. I feel like there's so much of that stuff being sent out to people that maybe don't use it, but there's some space there for it to be donated too, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna think on that. But I feel like that's definitely a space. Awesome. All right, Erica, if your organization was going to make one big wish on this Giving Tuesday, what would it be?
Did you see how hard it was for Ashley to pick one thing?
No, I just didn't want to know. I mean, you do multiple. You throw it out there.
Good. Thank you, Ashley, for setting the stage for multiple.
Yeah.
Because it's never one thing in a nonprofit, right? I piggyback off Ashley. We need men. We need men to step up and get involved. At Big Brothers, you can be a big couple or a big brother. The average wait time of a little brother in our program is nearly a year. It's 304 days. So imagine being vulnerable enough to be like, I need a big in my life. I would like a big. And then what that wait feels like, it's really hard. So outside of that, I would say if you're like, but that's just not for me right now, if being a big is too hard to wrap your head around, I would say a really, really easy way to help, especially as we're talking to the professional community here, is to have a lunch and learn at your office, because I promise you work with somebody who will sign up to be a big. And there's also so many different ways to get involved. You can get involved with your coworkers and be a part of Bowl for Kids' Sake. You can be a matchmaker, which is our monthly giving program where you give $10-20 a month. The possibilities are really endless. Your company could host a match activity for all of our bigs and littles to come to. But I would say host a lunch and learn, find out more, and find your way to get involved. And then much like Ashley said, we also need thrift items. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but we are partners with Savers. So when you donate your your items to savers. You're supporting Big Brothers Big Sisters here locally. We also have 170 clothing donation bins across the city. You can put your unwanted clothing and household items in there, and that is cash for the agency every time you donate. So there's so many ways to get involved, but I'd say take a step, host a lunch and learn, or reach out to me and I'll set you up with one of our amazing brand ambassadors where you can just like find your fit and see what the best place for you is.
So Erica, there was a male big and there was a little that came into town, and I know you're a big as well.
Yep.
And so why were the Kansas City Chiefs fans cheering for the opposing team?
What happened? What are you accusing us of?
There was a little that scored a
little.
touchdown against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, yes. Rashid White was his last name, and he plays for the Buccaneers. So I don't know if you guys saw this really cool story in the Kansas City Star, but he, Kansas City kid, KC kid, Raytown kid, I think, grew up here, was matched with a big brother here, and went off to play at a couple different colleges, eventually made it pro. And we're just so proud of him. I actually got to see this match get inducted into the Big Brothers Big Sisters Hall of Fame about a year ago. It's just a really moving relationship. They've always stayed really close. And when the little brother got drafted, the big brother is now his agent. So imagine like saying, you know what, I got to keep you close to me now. While he's working in the NFL, he has this big brother there along his side as his agent. So just one of those, John Waller and Rashid White is the match, and look them up, read the story in the Star. It's just, those stories happen every day. You know, everybody's not going into the NFL, but lifelong friendships and bonds are made, and bigs and littles just keep showing up for each other throughout their life. There's nothing I love more than seeing like a little be in a big's wedding and then the big being in the little's wedding later in life. These are just lifelong bonds, and really that support, just somebody showing up for you and cheering for you. We all know the difference that can make.
I'm glad you pivoted that story, because the way Scott asked
that was rough for me for a second. I thought we were
I'm not very good at this. Yeah.
But yeah, when he caught that ball, I did cheer. I was really
it was the first touchdown. I was like, no, yes.
You're like, no, but it was that guy. Yeah, we're here for that.
You made it sound like he was a little kid though, and he came in chat like it got
a man. He's a man on the Buccaneers.
He's a big guy.
Marty, if your organization was going to make one big wish for this Giving Tuesday, what would it be?
We need volunteers as well, and sewers. I need sewers that have a sewing machine at home that would love to come and pick up some fabric, help us sew the little shorts and the skirts for the Shadow Buddies. We have the buddies that are produced for the condition, but all the little specialty things that we put on the Shadow Buddies, the little caps, booties, masks that we do for the hospital pre-op Shadow Buddies. I need superhero material. The really cool slick colors like the blues and the oranges and the greens. We've got the patterns. We need help getting those cut out and serging them so that we can package them and send them out to the hospitals and give them to the kids as well. We host our pink parties here in Kansas City and throughout the United States, but we need little hair ribbons. We need headbands. We need fun little things, extensions for the little girls so that when we go in and do their hair and makeup, that we can give them a day of beauty and take their mind off of what they're going through, nail polish. So all the fun little frilly things, but definitely I would say sewers and volunteers to help us dress the Shadow Buddies, get them packaged and get them shipped out to the door to the hospitals.
Do you ever partner with local non-for-profits in the seamstress or sewing aspect?
We do. What we run into is that a lot of them don't have sergers. So it kind of takes that special niche of a sewer, but we do. We volunteer with have volunteers from different quilting companies that will come in and help either make little blankets for the rescue buddies, or, they'll come in and do some finishing touches for us. But we do reach out to a lot of the different schools. I don't think now they call it home ec, or I think now it's called lifestyle living. And so you kind of take a little bit of shot in the dark there when you send out some sewing to be done by some sophomore, juniors, and seniors in high school. But you know what? It's all love, and it's all loving hands that help us put the buddies together, help us get the things, accomplished so that we can dress them and send them out for the kids that are in need of a Shadow Buddy.
This is a random home ec story, but last year my friend's kid took home ec at our high school, thinking that was going to be where he was going to meet all the girls, and the entire class was boys.
Oh, what?
Amazing. I mean, yeah. I mean, we have a lot of young men that love to come in here and help us do that as well. So it's really special. I mean, I think to have the resources and to be able to teach them, you know, that trade is absolutely amazing. So yes, we love it. And I love the lunch and learn idea, Erica. I think the more that you can put out there and help educate people in your own community. I've said it forever that in our own hometown, I think we have, you know, the less, not recognition, but we don't make as big of an impact as we do in other communities. And I think it's just, you know, continuing to stay out there because we have so many other great nonprofits. And I know we've done backpacks for kids at CASA in Jackson County and Johnson County. And we're looking at doing some Big Brother, Big Sister t-shirts and some little buddies for you guys as well too, Erica. So a lot of great.
You've been very kind to us, Marty. You've been really great to some of our kids and offered, all of you have really, like you've done, there's so much crossover in the population we serve. And
it is. And, you know, I think, yeah, one of the best pieces of advice I got from the very first person that I met when I started Shadow Buddies was from Adele Hall. And she said, the most successful and amazing organization and nonprofits are not the ones that want to come in and reinvent the wheel. They're the ones that want to come in and make an addition and add to and be supportive of other charities in the community. And I think that's key to success for all of us.
Wow. That is amazing.
Yes.
I'd say that's knowledge you can take in business and life or the not-for-profit world.
Right. No, totally agree.
All right, Xavier and Toy, if your organization was going to make one big wish on this Giving Tuesday, what would it be?
Like everyone else, it's definitely not one single thing we can ask for. But I mean, at Literacy KC, you know, just the ability to serve more people, and the way that we are able to do that is through, you know, people investing in our organization, as well as just with their time. Volunteering is always a thing. We use volunteer tutors in all of our classrooms. So our instructor leads the class. We have volunteers who sit in classes next to students. You know, all of our events, we utilize volunteers. And we pride ourselves on being able to keep our services free for our students, you know, because sometimes cost can be a barrier that might turn some people away. So in order to keep those services free, you know, the community investing in us is the way that we're able to keep those services free. Showing up to our events, sharing our posts on social media, being bestsellers and monthly givers, and just donating in any capacity that you can. Companies that send their groups and employees to work. Toy, what else?
Coats, because it's getting cold out, and our students, we're doing a holiday store next week, and all of our students get to come through and get some things for their families and themselves before the holidays. So that's something that we are looking for, definitely, is coats.
New or used coats?
Both.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
So not used where if you wouldn't wear it, don't
Right.
Gently used. So.
When she said store, I just didn't know. Luckily for you guys, my daughter just cleaned her closet out, and apparently I've got a lot of coats with tags still on them. So.
Oh, yay. Yes. Well, let me know. I'll come pick those up from
Yeah.
there.
We will travel.
The curveball question here: how do people typically find out about your organization, Xavier and Toy? Is there anything out of the ordinary of how people come across your organization? How do people that are unfamiliar with it just learn about you?
Well, Google definitely works.
Google
I
works.
find that when new volunteers come in and I ask them how they heard about us,
Really?
they Google and we come up first. So that, and then word of mouth. A lot of people, you know, speak about us. Our students tell their friends and their family members, and we also we're on buses. So, and then through other partners, they, you know, volunteers talk about us through their jobs and things like that. So a lot of word of mouth. Yeah. A lot of people find out about us.
Not you acting surprised Google works.
I'm just so glad that it works in a way where the organizations that need to bubble up.
Yeah.
Scott, you know that Google, you can apply for a nonprofit grant, and they give you $10,000 every month if you're a nonprofit that qualifies in paid ad money?
No, I have no idea.
Yeah. So Google wants
It's
it to work
why
too.
Lily and James is going to do a remodel for someone's website. I get it. You're going to help them with all sorts of things.
Listen, we've got 15 minutes left. So Scott's going to ask the last question, which is going to feel a little bit like the first question. Here's what I want to remember. I'm going to tell you guys why I asked the first question. Why like that? In the psychology of getting people to remember you, which is kind of my, marketing, my thing. The more options you give, the more they forget, right? So when he asked this, I want you to really zoom in on that one. I know y'all said a yeah, done. Of course you do. I'm also going to pull up your website during this. Really zoom in on that one that today somebody can go out and sign up or how do they volunteer? How do they sign up? Where do they donate? Whatever that one is, really zoom in on that. Okay, Scott, you're up.
All right, Ashley, how can the Kansas City community make change for your organization, and how do we volunteer and donate?
Go directly to our website, casakc.org. You can look right underneath volunteer. You're going to fill out an application and do your interview. If you want to donate directly to us, you can also go directly to that website. Everything is there. And if you're shy and you're kind of hesitant with computers, give me a call. I am literally the person you talk to. You get this lovely face. I am always available to tell people more about our organization and the great work that we do.
All right. So, Erica, how can the Kansas City help make change for your organization, and how can they volunteer or donate?
I love following Ashley. So concise. Okay. Go to our website, bbbskc.org. I would say if I were giving you one directive, if you are even considering becoming a big, I would ask you to sign up for our info session. Go to our website, sign up for our info session. It is 30, 40 minutes, and there's 3 ways you can attend. You can come in person here to our office in the Crossroads. You can join a Zoom with others and learn about the organization and what it's like to be a big, or you can even watch on demand. So if you're a night owl, you want to watch from your couch, you don't want to talk to anyone, you can watch the info session from your couch on demand. You just have to fill out a quick inquiry form. That's what I would say. Don't sit on the fence. Take action, learn more, and then decide, is this the right volunteer opportunity for me, or should I do Shadow Buddies, or should I do CASA? What's the right opportunity? But find your thing. Let's make 2025 so much better than 2024. And I promise you, if you find a kid that could really use somebody in their corner, you're going to have a better year. You have no idea the amount of joy volunteering and showing up for a kid will bring to your life. I think so many people get involved because they're like, I have so much to give and I have this time and I want to give it to a kid. The kid is going to bring more to your life and change you in ways you didn't even know you needed to be changed. It's going to open your eyes in ways that you really need to happen in 2025. So I say, come to an info session, go to our website, sign up, or if that's not for you, reach out and sign up for your company to host a lunch and learn in 2025. We bring free pizza. It's 15 or 20 minutes. It's broad overview of the organization and how your employees can engage and get involved. They come willingly. They decide if they want to sign up. So it's just, if it's not for you, then please give your employees a chance to get involved. Your coworkers, your friend group. Let us do a lunch and learn.
I love it. Marty,
Awesome.
How can Kansas City help your organization? And more importantly, how can they volunteer or donate?
So like the other ladies, if you go to shadowbuddies.org, we've got a great website that we've got volunteer opportunities. We have all of our programs, all of our events, different ways that you can get involved, to sign up, to volunteer. We also are really proud that we promote our Shadow Buddy of the Month. So this month for December, we promote our HIV/AIDS Buddy. So we're trying to support as many agencies as we can during the month of December to help support these families or people going through that diagnosis. So every month we either highlight 1 or 2 buddies. You can go to our website. You can donate that month to provide a Shadow Buddy for a child or to a family. Here in Kansas City, we then ship those Shadow Buddies out to the hospitals, or we deliver them here or to other agencies that are in need of the Shadow Buddy. So it's pretty easy to hit the donate button at the bottom of our homepage. But again, I would encourage you to look on there, see the different opportunities. Our difference event this year, this Saturday, we're doing a big event at KCI Airport, partnering with Delta. We're doing our magical flight to the North Pole. We're hosting 65 medically and terminally ill children on a flight. Right now, we have over 130 kids with over 400 family members. So lots of ways to get involved and just see our different events and just serve your time and yes, do something that you love to do and take a passion and help those kids.
Xavier and Toy, how can the Kansas City community help your organization create change? And then how can they volunteer and donate?
To just continue to invest in the 3 T's, their time, talent, and treasure. We can truly not do what we do without our volunteers, investing in us. We have an event coming up, a trivia night in January. You can look it up on our website. It's the Books, Brains, Bubbles, and Brews. We are doing 80s. It's going to be a fun trivia. Look it up. Come and join us. We'd love to have you guys. But you can definitely check everything out to donating, to volunteering on our website, literacykc.org. And if you'd like, we'd love to have you guys come in person. We're at 31st and Truce. We can give you a nice tour, tell you more about us. Come and see us.
I love that. Look, Michelle Poole made an awesome comment. Take advantage of your company matching programs when you make those monetary donations. I'm sure lots of them rolled them out today to let you know. So that is amazing. Well, here's the thing. We want to thank you guys so much, each and every single one of you guys, for being here. We will make sure that we link all of your organization's websites. So we really appreciate it. Of course, we appreciate Bestway and Evardy for sending you all here. Thank you, Scott, for being a great co-host. You did really good with the brand new questions. You did so good. I'm impressed with you. So thank you guys so much. We will see you same time, same place next week. And don't forget, go and donate for Giving Tuesday. All right? You don't want to see any of these people sad. So go donate. We'll see you guys same time, same place next week. Bye.